Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you these statistics that came out July 29th, 2017, and I am going to put to rest once and for all, why most Black people are in prison. You are not committing the most violent crimes. But I will show you why America is putting Black people in prison. Now, as you can see on this chart, it has these letters underneath each bar, and I'm going to tell you what these are. Now, these are the federal inmates that are in jail. Federal Bureau of Prison. These are their statistics. These are statistics that comes directly from the government in this country. Okay? So let's look at why most people are in prison today in America. A, look at this category, A, bank and insurance counterfeit embezzlement. See, when people at the top rob a company or steal, it's not considered a big crime in America. That's why that number is very low. And there's all kinds of robbing and stealing on Wall Street. But that crime, because of the population of people that work in these jobs, you notice that percentage is very low. So only 0.3% of the people in prison are there for bank and insurance and counterfeit and embezzlement. Now B, look at this category. Burglary, larceny, property offenses. 4.7% of the prisoners are in there for category B. Let's go to C. C is continuing criminal enterprise. 0.2% of the inmates. And then we have D, courts or corrections, probably parolees, people that were out on parole and they did not stick with it. There are times when they were supposed to meet with the parole officer and they ended up back in prison, or they failed to show up in court. So that's 0.5%. That's D. E, I want you to take a good look at E, because E is the reason why most Black men in this country are mass incarcerated. Drug offenses, 46.3%. Okay, now if you look down this list, there is no percentage higher than the drug offenses. See, ladies and gentlemen, Black people have never been in there for the most violent crimes. They can't get you on the most violent crimes. The one thing they can get you on is drug offenses. This is why Jeff Sessions is sitting in his position as Attorney General talking about mass incarcerating people on marijuana. Because they know, just from studying us, a lot of Black people smoke weed. They know this. This is why you notice he ain't talking about rounding up these opioid addicts or rounding up the heroin addicts or the ones that are out here doing fentanyl. No, he's not talking about them. He's not talking about rounding them up. He's talking about weed. Something that the Black community does, and they know this. Percentage is the highest on the entire chart. Look at it. Look at this bar. E. Look at it. You are not in there for no most violent crimes, ladies and gentlemen. Black people have never been in there for no most violent crimes. You are in there for non-violent drug offenses. And this is the proof. You can see this bar is way higher than all of the others. Even if you added up all the other percentages, it still does not supersede this. So when they say blacks are the most violent, ladies and gentlemen, just know they are not telling you the truth. They are lying. And their government is showing that they are lying. Extortion, fraud, and bribery, F. And then we have G, homicide, aggravated assault, and kidnapping offenses, 3.2% of the prison population. And then we have H, which is immigration. And you can see even the drug offenses is higher than immigration, 7.9% of the prison population in there for immigration. Miscellaneous, 0.7%, which is I. National security. National security is so low, it don't even register as a percentage, 0.0. Robbery, okay, K. 3.8% of the people in prison are there for robberies. And sex offenses, 9%, all right, which is right here, I. I'm sorry, L. And weapons, explosives, arson, 17.1%, M. I mean, even that's nowhere near the percentage for the drug offenses right here, E. Okay, so no, black people are not in there for the most violent offenses. We never been in there for the most violent offenses. And now let's look at the prison population by race. Okay, let's look at it by race. Here's race. Now, I'm going to explain to you why the white number is so large compared to everyone else. Okay, there's a lot of things going on right now. First of all, white women are number one in going to prison among females in this country. You can look this up yourself if you don't believe it. Actually, it's not nearly as many black women going to jail. Most of the women going into prison today are white females. Number two, the Hispanics are merged in that number. Now, this is what makes me laugh. When it comes down to padding up the numbers in the US Census, it's okay to put Hispanics in the white category, just to make our numbers bulk up and look like we're a big presence in America. But when it comes down to jail, or they murder someone, or kill a cop, watch how fast white people run from the Hispanics. Oh, well, that guy ain't white. He's a Hispanic. Well, not according to your US Census. According to your US Census, Hispanics are white. And we know why you're doing that. You got to keep bulking up your numbers because actually European whites in this country are small. You only look big, number one, because of immigration. You use the immigrants that come to this country, and you have always used the Hispanic population until they get in trouble. Then you don't want nothing to do with them. You want to distance yourself from a George Zimmerman type of person. Well, the cop that shot, just like talking about Michael Bennett. Oh, well, that wasn't white cops. Those cops they were Hispanic. Those weren't white cops. I had a couple of people come in my comment section and write that. But it's awfully funny when it comes time to pad up the numbers. Hispanics are fine to be as far as being white. But when they get in trouble or they do something that's looked upon as wrong, they always try to make Hispanic something else. I'm just saying. So now let's look at the inmates. 1.5% of the inmates are Asian. 37.8% are Black. 2.2% Native Americans, and 58.6% are white. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I will leave this article in my description box. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And if you can donate to my channel, please do. And ladies and gentlemen, also, if you can make a donation to my hurricane fund for Florida, I would deeply appreciate it. Right now, I have $72 raised. It's going to take more than that to help the people down there. And I would like to help, because there's all kinds of issues going on in Florida, just like in Houston. You have many of our people living through the price gouging. I even heard from one of my relatives recently, and they were telling me how gas and food and water, everything's being price gouged, even plane tickets with certain airlines. I think it was one of the airlines charging $3,500 a ticket if you wanted to fly out of there. That is outrageous. All right. Peace, family.